Right, welcome, morning. Painters and decorators, the interweb, DIYers, gardeners, your grass cutters, anybody who wants to know about wallpapering. I thought I could do a quick tutorial on how you start a room, particularly a room like what I'm in now. It's quite a square, it's a rectangle, long room, dead easy. I've had Brian, who's worked for us since 1965, he's been in this last week, he's prepared it, he's lined it. It's lined it with 800 grade lining paper. The walls weren't brilliant, but they weren't that bad. So he's just lined them with 800 because we're going over it with the wallpaper. And the wallpapers are non-woven, so we didn't have to go too thick on the lining paper. It was just the usual, why do you line walls? It's to give a clean, sound, even surface to hang your wallpaper on. And when I mean clean, sound, even, your porosity is even all the way along. It's not taking the chance with emulsion in it, which is not really a good way of preparing your walls for wallpapering, because you could get your paste going on and your emulsion's not adhered to the wall properly and it starts bubbling up. Well, you don't want that. If you do your lining paper and then there's a problem underneath it, you'll see it. So that makes it easier for when you're doing your finish. But enough about that. I just want to say where I'm starting now. This is a paper that's got no, I'm really lucky today, non-woven, no pattern match, paste the wall, random, just bang it on. Not quite as simple as that, but I wanted to show you the first length that I've done. Now, I'm right-handed, I like starting right to left. I've got no worries about angles and matching up and light coming in. I'm starting right-hand corner and coming round, all the way around the room like that. Now, what did I do first? Before I did anything, I just checked over Brian's lining, go over a bit of sandpaper, any of the bad trimming that's on the line paper where it's butt jointed, just go over a bit of sandpaper, just nib them down. You can also see or feel the odd little grain of sand that looks like a marble under lining paper, just rub that off. And again, because the ceilings have been done, you see that ceilings have been done, you might get the odd splash of paint, so you just check over for that on your lining paper, just give it a light little sand, make sure it's all clean. So my first length I've hung from the first corner just there. Now I'm going to show you what I did. I've got some paste on the wall. It's paste the wall. All right, got the paper out, I've got my laser liner, you can see the laser liner up there. Now to make it simple, I'm just going to put you on the stand so we can talk. There we go, you can see me. What I did with this one, keeping it simple, not overcomplicating it. Once you can do the basics, you can go more advanced with fancy papers. Look, literally, it's a very fine pattern there. I put the wallpaper into the corner, literally against the wall into the corner, top, middle, bottom, and got the pencil and marked it on the wall. Now you probably can't see it, but the pencil mark is just slightly off where my hanging length is. Now what I did, I got my laser liner, which is at the side of me, you can see the line coming up. I moved the laser liner being off that line, I'll show you there, you can just see it, and I took it in a fraction, say half an inch, because I knew this angle in the corner top to bottom was running out. I could see it once I got the laser liner on those dots. So I got 3 dots. So what I had to do was find out which was the shortest width, and that was down at the bottom. So at the bottom, when I put the paper on, pasted the wall, hung the paper top to bottom, made sure that the paper at the bottom overlapped into the corner. I'll make it simple, half an inch. It wasn't quite half an inch, but by the time it got up to the top, it was more than half an inch, because that is the angle running out. Now how do you get around that? Well, particularly with a paper like this that's dead easy, I've got a pencil, I've just left it there. I've got a pencil that I've got masking tape right around it. Now if I show you what I've done, where the masking tape is on there, zoom in a bit, where the masking tape is on there, I put that up against the wall, and the position of the pencil lead keeps me about 5mm away from the actual angle. So I mark it top to bottom, following the wall, and you can see, I don't know whether you can see at the top, I'll take it off the camera in a minute, you can see how much needs to come off, but by the time I get to the bottom I'll be trimming fraction. So I'm going to show you that. I'll take you off the camera and just show you. If you can see that, can you see there? I'll bring it all the way down because the pencil kept a line there, all the way down. So I'm trimming quite a bit off until I come to the bottom where I'm trimming next to nothing off. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a blade, carefully just trim that excess off. So I'm going to stop, trim that off and just bring you back. So see you in a minute. Right, so I was telling you about Brian's done all the lining for me. Now I don't want anybody jumping on the bandwagon of this one. You can line vertical or horizontally, it doesn't matter. Now a traditional way of hanging for wallpapering over the top would be doing horizontal. That's so you don't correspond your joints for your lining paper with your finished paper. The chances of that happening are very slim because lining paper and wallpapers are slightly different sizes by a couple of inch. Now Brian, because some of these walls are long, will have hung them vertically to make it easier for him. Some of the short ones he's done horizontally, but because I start right to left, the way he has hung vertical, I've got no corresponding joints, and that's where you've got to be careful. Just make sure you plan it that you don't get any joints corresponding with your lining paper and your finished paper. But other than that, there is no problem. Phil Beckwith, the professional painter and decorator, is telling you there is no problem doing lining horizontal or vertically when you're wallpapering over the top or even emulsioning. And the other thing is, Brian's been doing this since 1965. My father's been doing it longer than that. I've been doing it since 90. I've never been shown or taught to do gaps on lining paper and filling them with filler and sanding them down, because it's always been instilled into me and Brian and my dad from his tutors going back 60 years, are we? Butt joint, start as you mean to go on. Get your butt joints on, use your seam roller, get them down, and then once it's dry and you come back the next day, because lining paper, you come back the next day. So on the ceiling, Brian's done the wall rock smooth. That you could possibly get away with papering the same day. I won't advise it. If you've got the chance to let it dry properly for next day, do that. But lining paper, next day, butt joint it. And when you come back next day, like I said a bit earlier, you're checking the walls out. If you've got any joints that are slightly overlapped or proud, because it's just sprung away because the trimming of the paper is not very good, get your seam roller, push them down, get some sandpaper, fine sandpaper, well worn sandpaper, 120 that's worn down. Just go over and just nib them down, make sure they're smooth. And that's what you're doing. That's what your professional painter and decorator, who's a paper hanger, will do. He will check the walls, even though they're lined, like I have, he'll check them before you hang your finished paper, and that's what I'm doing on this one. And when we talk about going around window reveals, that's a different kettle of fish. I'll discuss that with you next time. But let's have a look at this paper in the corner. See ya. I'm back, just showed you a bit of trimming off there. So I trimmed it off freehand. Don't press too hard because you're not wanting to go through the lining paper, you're just wanting to trim that wallpaper off. See the laser? So I've trimmed it off, and now top to bottom I've got a nice few millimetre wrap on that corner, and that's how you deal with a corner that's running out. Now you're going to say, what happens when you come to put the piece on there, Phil? You do exactly the same. But don't forget, the piece up at the top that was overlapping more, you'll probably find hanging, and you'll want to hang another plumb laser on there and work into the corner. You'll find that you're probably trimming off at the bottom more than you are at the top, because you'll try and get your edge of your paper into that corner, but by the time that's plumb all the way down, you'll be overlapping at the bottom. And and that's where you'll be trimming off. But when you trim off this time, carefully with your pencil, just mark it top to bottom gently, and then cut with your shears on the inside of that pencil line, so you're not keeping your pencil line when you're actually trimming. Now you're going to say, why don't you just cut it with the blade? The 9 times out of 10 you'll go through that wallpaper and go through the corner as well and start trimming the piece that you don't want. So it's easier, might take you a little bit longer, easier to trim with some shears. And doing it that way, you'll go in and you'll know that you've not cut, i.e. splicing, if you want to call it splicing. You won't have spliced and cut into that, see that overlap wrap round there, and that's what you don't want to do. So moving forward with this room, I'm going to get my next length on there, paste the wall, no soaking time, and work my way into that angle. And it's exactly the same principle, work all my way along and do the same. So that's quite a quick video on how to start with your first piece into a room in a corner, plumbing it using my laser liner. Yeah, you can see it. Using my laser liner, cutting it and trimming it for a bad angle. Now I have got videos on really cutting angles and corners. That'll probably be a bit more helpful to you if you want to know if they're really running out quite bad. But for this, dead easy paper, no pattern match, you can't go wrong. If you had got a pattern match, just work out where your pattern all is. You don't want to lose too much pattern in the corner, but the inevitable is going to happen because it runs out. What you've got to do is try and get it at eye level matching, which is about here, what, 5 foot, 5, 6, get it at eye level, nearly 6 foot, matching the best you can. If the angles top and bottom are running out, you're never going to get a pattern matching. And what you don't want to do is into a corner and straight out with the same length, because by the time it's dried, it bubbles and caravans on the angle, and it's called caravanning. It blows away from the angle. That's why you do a slight overlap into the corner and then hang your next piece overlapping it onto it carefully. So make sure you got enough paste on it. This is Wix paste I'm using. Wix paste, I love that, straight out the tub. You don't need any special adhesive on the camera, on the corners. You don't need that. So away we go. Any questions? You're going to give some questions and comments. Smash that like button, and the next video, short one, will be how we go around these angles here, cutting externals on window reveals. So thanks for listening to this one. Watch the next one if you want to know about these bad boys. See ya.